Can you get the same kind of explorer's high that you do in the natural environment on this earth as you can by looking around Minecraft? I got some guy that's parked right over there. I don't think you can. I don't like it when people listen in. I feel like I'm talking to myself only on this camera. And that's fine. If it goes to YouTube, whoever listens to it after that, it's fine. But when it's happening in the moment, it's kind of annoying. That's just my antisocial nature. But it's like you get exercise. You take in different things that'll appeal to your senses by physically moving around. All right, and exploring new areas. I mean, you gotta look at places for places to poop and pee and eat and sleep. It's nothing really like Minecraft or World of Warcraft or GTA, any of those open worlds. Even though they're really fun, even though these video games are really fun, there really isn't that high that you can get. Like, oh, I'm really into this. There's that, things can go a lot worse for you. Even though you can get caught up by the enemies, they could surround you and you're pretty much facing death. It's like, oh well, I'll die, and I'll have to respawn or something. Unlike in the real world, if you're having trouble finding a place to poop, that's really, you're running around physically, or if you're maybe cornered or something. It's not too often. It doesn't happen to me, at least. It depends on what your gender is, and possibly race, on how safe or dangerous and where you are. If you're a female, if you're a young female, yes, it's dangerous everywhere you go. All right, if you're an older, bigger guy like me, it's not so scary. People are a little more afraid of me. It's almost like being maybe a level, the highest level, whatever it is now, 100 in World of Warcraft, walking through a level 20 area or something like that. But not really. You don't get that explorer's high. I can still explore areas that I know I have a little bit of control over, where I find where the nearest McDonald's is, the nearest Safeway is, or the nearest park for that matter, wherever I can get water and food and stuff. And I'm kind of on top of things. There's just so much more I have to consider. All right, in the real worlds, that compared to the video games, things are much more unpredictable in the real world. Okay. I don't know how people are going to act. I mean, in video games, the artificial intelligence is going to be pretty predictable. You're going to know. It turns into what people call a grind for these video games, because things become so predictable. All right. Unlike here in the real world, people are going to act different every day. Every day is a new experience, a different experience. There can be a grind if you fall into the habit of some kind of a job, and maybe it's not a grind. Maybe people find that pleasurable, doing the same thing over and over again. I know I do sometimes. I like to sometimes you get into that the tunnel vision, and maybe it's like a meditation for some people. For me, it's just walking back and forth in a familiar area, just getting that exercise. I just kind of fall into my own thoughts and stuff. But you don't get that in video games so much. I don't think you can really fall into that tunnel vision, where you're exercising and you just keep doing the same thing over and over again. It's very different.